The following is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Sully Butte Sports on Country 95.3. Sully Butte Sports is brought to you by 83 Ag Sales, AGE, Bank West Oneida, Barber Chemical and Barber Farm Service, The Blue Goose, and Brett Spray Service. And by Actegra, CHS River Plains, Colson Farms, Kona Ag Oneida, Don's Food Center, Eric's Custom Repair, First Dakota National Bank, and Yag Air. Sully Butte Sports is also brought to you by Lamb Chevy, Oahe Grain, Oliver Construction, Ringneck Energy, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, the Sully County Sheriff's Office, Sunrise Bank, The Corner, Wheeler Seed Farm, Yakney Ranches, Venture Communications, and Lincoln Out Construction. Now let's head to the booth for the call of the game with a Hall of Famer and the voice of the Sully Butte Chargers, D.T. Meyer.
And a good Friday evening to you as we are on day 2 of 3 days of Sully Butte basketball on Country 95.3 KLXS Pure, a Riverfront broadcasting station. It's the girls' turn in this matchup between Highmore-Harrold and your Sully Butte Chargers, as the Chargers will look to put the first loss to the Pirates this season, coming in at 7-0. They are now the lone team undefeated in the Region 6B. Telling you more about how these two teams have come in today. Sully Buttes are 1-6 on the season. They would fall to Ipswich 44-33 on Tuesday.
Before or after the game, get together.
Chargers are currently right now. Excuse me if we got some technical difficulties. We apologize there, but there we go. So Sully Butte's 1-6. They're just looking for that full, complete game, trying to get as much of the game as they can. Slow start in the first quarter was kind of the spoiler for Tuesday's contest. You think about free throws on December 30th against Phillip in that one. So some things to look for in this one for Sully Butte. Highmore-Harrold 7-0 on the season. Their last contest was a 56-19 victory over the Stanley County Buffaloes, and they sit 5th overall in the standings in Class B. That's probably have changed since we last saw or heard about the Highmore-Harrold Pirates against Stanley County and the Ipswich result against Warner yesterday. We'll tell you more about that as well. So let's how the two teams enter. We'll step aside as we are tuned into Sully Butte Charger basketball on Country 95.3. We continue your 83 Ag Sales pregame show on Country 95.3 KLXS Pier. We're back in 60 seconds.
Before or after the game, get together with friends at the Blue Goose in Oneida. The Blue Goose has a relaxing atmosphere, and it's a great place to talk about the game. Not only that, but you can see info and pictures of past teams and players. It's history with the focus on the future. Be sure to kick back with friends and co-workers at the one spot that has it all. The Blue Goose in downtown Oneida. Proud to be a supporter of Sully Butte Sports.
At 83 Ag Sales, we specialize in precision planting to help you create a growing environment that will maximize your efficiency and crop yields. We're committed to helping you improve your planting and production with the best technology available. Located in Oneida, 83 Ag Sales, here to make the most of your growing season. Call us at 605-222-5385. We can help you choose the right components for your equipment and your operation.
Continue your 83 Ag Sales pregame show brought to you by 83 Ag Sales. Big thanks to them for getting us set for tip-off between the Highmore-Harrold Pirates and your Sully Butte Chargers. As the Chargers looking for their second win of the season, their lone win coming against Aberdeen Christian a couple of weeks back now. Actually, it would be last Saturday, I should say, not a couple of weeks ago. Well, let's take a look at how these two teams come in today. It will be the 28th meeting dating back to 2007. The Chargers are 18-9 against the Pirates. However, in this decade, the 2020s, the Pirates sit at 5-2 against the Chargers. Last meeting was a win for the Pirates as they defeated Sully Butte on a 50-34 contest on January 10th of a year ago. So almost a year to the date these two teams last played in the regular season. Sully Butte's last win, you have to go about a couple of years ago to 2023 on January 6th when they would win 62-48. against the Pirates. That is, you look at the history between these two teams last time. So the Chargers looking to snap a 2-game winning streak against the Pirates here tonight. We continue your 83 Ag Sales pregame show in just a moment. We'll take a look at some storylines going into this contest and look at what's going around the state of South Dakota. And we got a pregame interview with head coach Susie Rilling in just a few moments. That's coming up here. Another 90-second timeout as we continue your 83 Ag Sales pregame show here on Country 95.3 KLXS Pier, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Back in 90 seconds.
AGE Corporation's contractors and crane service are proud supporters of Sully Butte Sports. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work, construction, and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That number again, 223-2732. AGE, proud to support local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Teamwork is important to Barber Chemical in Oneida. With a full-time agronomist, sprayers, and licensed applicators, they have the team to get the job done. Their fully stocked warehouse will always have the latest products and technology available. Service, quality, and efficiency. That's the game plan at Barber Chemical. See Barber Chemical for your soil and tissue sampling needs. Good luck from Team Barber Chemical in Oneida.
Second day in a row of Sully Butte basketball. It's the girls' turn now to take on the Pirates from Highmore, as the girls will be looking for their second win of the season. Highmore-Harrold trying to stay the lone remaining undefeated team in Region 6B. Taking a quick look at those standings right now, Chargers sitting 9th out of 10th at a 1-6 record. They currently have 37 seed points in the standings. Highmore-Harrold at 45.143 seed points. And Ipswich, who was undefeated going into last night, actually falls to Warner and has their first loss of the season for Ipswich. So that's why Highmore-Harrold now sits number 1 in Region 6B. As that's just a quick look in your standings. Taking a look at some other games going on here tonight of interest for the local area, as there is going to be... Doesn't look like any teams from the area, I should say, in action. Phillip is going to be taking on Timberlake. That's a contest in about a couple of weeks for the Sully Butte Chargers. Both boys and girls at the doubleheader, we'll tell you as we get closer. Other games to maybe look at here today. Harriet Selby is in Langford area for their contest, and that's about all that's at least somewhat close to the area. We mentioned Phillip and Timberlake. Wall takes on. Those are some of the games of interest for the Region 6B and area teams, as well as you're tuned in here to the 83 Ag Sales pregame show live on Country 95.3 KLXS Pier, a Riverfront broadcasting station. I did catch up with head coach Susan Rilling. We'll tell you about that here in just a moment. Taking a look at maybe some storylines going into today's contest. We'll start with the Pirates of Highmore-Harrold. They're looking to hold on to first. We mentioned that first loss for Ipswich last night. So Highmore-Harrold, the only remaining undefeated team in Region 6B. They'll be looking to keep that tonight. First time for the Chargers in a couple of games where they will be having a full lineup tonight. Ellie Nelson will return after missing a couple of games in the past couple of games for the Sully Butte Chargers. So Chargers will be full strength here tonight. Can they break the fast break? That's going to be another question mark as we talk to head coach Susan Rilling about that, knowing that the Pirates will try to press this team full court wise here today. And also the last one of the storylines I got here for the Chargers, looking for the consistency is looking, can they start the game off strong? Do they start slow, or do they go gun swinging like the boys did yesterday, where they just shot lights out from three-point land? So those are some things for the Chargers here to look at here this evening. Those are some of the storylines as well. We mentioned the Chargers being 1-2 in those 3-game stretch. And again, the Charger girls, just slow starts. You think either a slow start or free throws have kind of been the two bugaboos, I should say, for the girls here since the Christmas break. So that is your look at your today's headlines for these two teams coming in, as we'll get to the pregame interview with head coach Susie Rowling. That's coming up next after this 90-second timeout as we continue your 83 Ag Sales pregame show on KLXS Pier A Riverfront Broadcasting Station. We're back in 90.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
It's head coach Susan Rowling here with the Sully Butte Girls Chargers. Coach, first off, it was a slow start on Tuesday. I mean, you guys kept it close with Ipswich, but in the end, I mean, just another tough loss to another good team.
Yeah, I mean, we came out a little slow first quarter, like you said, but we ended up picking it up and taking care of the ball a little bit better, but we still had too many turnovers and definitely missed too many layups. If we would have made those layups, it would have been a game changer, and we could have ended up winning that game and less turnovers too. As far as that fact goes, you know, we could have come up with an upset and come out with a win on that. But you know, it is what it is. The girls did the best they could, and they competed.
You know, it's like there's always like these, ever since the Christmas break, it's like one factor in every game. I mean, Phillip, you shoot 11 free throws, you're tied and going to overtime. I mean, just how important, and are you trying to emphasize maybe just playing that full, complete game and not starting off slow right off the tip-off?
Yeah, we've talked about it, you know, in practice several times, and we're hoping that we get one solid full game of, you know, going out and being ready to play and making our layups and making our free throws and, you know, just doing the little things that we need to do in order to win.
Got a couple of days of practice. What were some of the things you wanted your team to kind of focus on heading into Friday and even tomorrow as well?
Friday, it'd be layups and free throws.
Yeah.
you know, with our defense is coming along. We've been playing. I mean, up in Phillip, Ipswich. I know we played really good defense against them. You know, we kind of shut them down a little bit, and so that's what I'm looking for tonight is our defense to be solid again, and then just cut down on the turnovers and make our free throws and layups.
You mentioned the defense, Coach. I mean, it really changed and really caused some turnovers for Ipswich as well. I mean, what was maybe so effective for your defense on Tuesday and hopefully carrying it into tonight?
Just the effort that they made. You know, they decided to pick up the pace and wanted to get the ball. You know, I told them, I said, we got to get the ball back here so we can get a basket and, you know, cut this lead down some, and so we can end up getting a little bit closer. And, you know, we keep cutting that lead, we're going to eventually catch up to them and possibly win the game.
Going into Highmore-Harrold, Coach, I mean, just a short trip over here. What do you know about this Pirate squad and your approach going in? I know you mentioned defense, but maybe what do you see from them in your game plan?
Well, they're going to be transition quickly. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They like to drive. They will give us a little some press that will affect us some. You know, we practiced that the other day in practice, but it's determines whether the girls come out scared or they don't. They got to come out, you know, with confidence.
Well, Coach, I would ask you what you're looking for, but I think we know those answers, so I appreciate your time and best of luck today.
All right, thanks, Wyatt.
Head Coach Susan Rowling, big thanks to her for taking some time here before tonight's contest between Highmore-Harrold at 7-0 and your Sully Butte Chargers. Looks like we will get a national anthem here in just a few moments. The PA announcer here in just a moment. We got a uniform report to get to you as well, and starting lineups are coming up here in just a few moments. Taking a quick look, the Pirates tonight, home team, going to be in their home whites. They will have red numbers, red lettering trimmed in black. Pirates on their jerseys. They got a black stripe on either side. Chargers in their own purples tonight. Gold numbers, gold lettering, trimmed in white. They got a gold stripe on either side of their uniforms. PA announcer is getting underway here, so we will get to that national anthem here in just one moment. It is 7:45 now, and first time really this season we're actually going to be starting on time. So with that, we will send it to the PA announcer, get you ready for the national anthem.
Happy birthday. Now the cheerleaders for the Pirates. Jade Hall, Avery McLeod, and Adriana Vasquez.
They're announcing some other folks here, so we'll come back here again. Sully Buttes 1-6 going into this contest. Highmore-Harrold 7-0, and we'll be mentioning that quite a bit here this evening because, again, Highmore-Harrold is the only team, that is currently undefeated. And actually, we're getting starting lineups right now, so I'm not sure if we're going to get starting lineups and then a national anthem or if we're just going right into it. So let's just get you the starting lineups while we're at it. We'll start with the Pirates, and it will look like this. Number 1, it's Autumn Fallis. She'll be followed by number 10, a 5'6" sophomore, and Emma Ferrens.